Hey guys, Tom here from Hobbit's Old Gaming Group with the first what I think about whatever. This is going to be a series of videos where I just explain what I'm thinking really about various questions, big questions in the wargaming community, and as I do so I'm going to be getting on with this drop pod. It's the third drop pod I've got, and the idea is you can put this on if you want to and do the same, do some painting or some building, whatever you need to do. The biggie question I'm going to be discussing today is the price of Games Workshop products, and I'm going to split this down into three parts. Games Workshop products, first of all, for people who are into the hobby already, Forge World products for people who are into the hobby already, and Games Workshop products for people who aren't into the hobby. And I think we'll start off with, sorry, I just need to open the window, it's boiling here. The one people most argue about, which is Games Workshop products that for people who aren't into the hobby already. I've already cleaned all this, don't worry. If you're not into the hobby already, lots of people argue you've got a problem because it is so expensive. Each model is something like £2 now, £3 for a Space Marine, which is a lot of money, especially for, let's face it, younger people, 14, 15, 16, they're not working, they haven't got their own income, and they can't afford new things, big boxes, etc. like that. For example, the new Battle Forces, and I got my first purchase was a Battle Force, are something like £75. I'll just have a look on Games Workshop now, because I'll keep referring to Space Marines for two reasons. Number one, I'm collecting them at the moment, and number two, it seems to be the thing most people are into. It's the most popular thing by far. There's a Strike Force for 140 quid and Strike Force Ultra for 190. Let's see, where is... I don't think they even do a Battle Force at the moment, which is a shame because I like Battle Forces now. And they Games Workshop price high to low on their thing. No, so the if you wanted a starter army, it would have to be the Space Marine Strike Force for £140, which is far too much money, in my opinion. You can comment and argue with me if you want to, but it's a lot of money for your first purchase. And if you are at home on a pocket money or an allowance each week, you're not going to be able to afford that. So the only way you could possibly get that is through birthdays and Christmas, and even then you've probably got other stuff you want. So buying that Strike Force, for example, is definitely not the way forward, in my opinion. If you wanted to get into things, you would have to buy a Codex also, and Codexes are now £25, which is quite a lot of money again, but not nearly as bad as buying the Strike Force for 140, in which you don't even get the Codex, so you'd actually have to buy that and the Codex, so you're looking at 170, 180 quid to get into a single hobby, which is a lot of money. But then again, not as much money as, say, a set of golf clubs. My brother's into golf, and he recently paid £300, something like that, for his golf clubs. Well, he actually didn't pay it, it was for Christmas. All the family tripped in and got him some. But this is about a year or two ago, and he's used those ever since. So buying the box sets that are supposedly aimed at new people, in my opinion, is not a valid way of getting into the hobby. I'm not going to go into all this theory about why Games Workshop does stuff and what it's there for really, and why they do this and why they do that, because that just weirds me out when people seem to know what Games Workshop are doing. I'm just going to let you know what I can see. I don't care why they did a Strike Force, who it's aimed at. I'm just going to have a look at the things on the website. So Strike Forces are out, definitely. You could buy a normal tactical squad, and there are quite a few independent retailers out there who offer good percentages, 10, 15, 20%. If you happen to go to Hobbit's Old Gaming Group, you get a 25% discount on all or direct order only items, and have it delivered to you, which is quite nice. And the 10-man squad is something like £25, I think, £23, which is not too much money. So that seems to me to be the logical way in. But then, of course, you have to buy paints and stuff. And if I go to paints quickly, I was looking the other day. My computer's over here, by the way. I'm not just going mental. Where are we? Paints, painting. I don't like the new-ish website. Also, I'll just let you know that paint sets. Hobby starter set £45 and 30 pence, 50 pence, £45 and 50 pence. Which again is quite a lot of money for, it looks something like 11-12 paints, but you do also get glue, a brush, and clippers, which is a big thing, because when I started I didn't have clippers because they were too expensive, and this I started about 8 years ago, so paying £25 for the clippers at the moment is terrible, really. People aren't going to buy them, they're going to buy other things. Well, I certainly did. I've got blue clippers from Silverline or something like that, and they're really cheap, something like £2, but they've lasted me a while. Well, I say that's me, that's for the club, and people are using those lots every week. We've actually got 3 pairs because they're really good. But yeah, so if you are new to the hobby, I don't think buying a starter set is the way forward either, really. You could buy individual paints, or you could buy, I've noticed, and I actually think they're a really good idea, paint sets. Let me just do this bit and I'll have a look. It is essentially, there's like a Lizard Man set, I noticed that, and a Blood Angel set, and there's something like 6 or 7 paints. No, maybe less than that, about 3 or 4 paints for £12. So you're not getting a discount for buying it, but you are at least getting the set, every colour you need to make a rudimentary go at painting them, and then buy a brush separately, or even buy a brush from somewhere else. Let's have a look. There we are. Direct order only. Ultramarines paint collection, £14.50 off. So they're all £14.50. You've got Blood Angels, blue paint collection, yellow paint collection, Ghouls paint collection, Dark Eldar paint collection. If we go for the Ultramarines, again, being a bit cliche, but everyone knows this, you get Macragge blue, Dragonov Nightshade, Altdorf Guard blue, Calgar blue. Oh, so it's just blue, actually. You don't get, that's a mistake from me, you don't get all the colours you need, because you need gold and metal and things like that. I assumed it would be a all-you-can-eat buffet style for that chapter, but no. So you'd have to buy more stuff on top of that. So the only way I could see getting into the hobby is either through Christmas or buying single box sets and single paints and building your collection up that way. And obviously the paints last ages, you don't really need to renew paints every year, only when they run out. I've got my Vallejo paint set, which cost something like 120, I think it was when I bought it. 72 paints, and I've only replaced 2 of them in the past 2 years. In fairness, that is because 1 year I was not painting at all. I sort of got out of it a bit, but now I'm back in. So yeah, not a lot out there if you're a new player, especially a younger person. Older people, people with jobs, for example, have much more money to throw around, well, compared to a teenager without a job. So that's that bit. Where's that other bit gone there? Now, Games Workshop products for existing people. I've seen lots of people make videos complaining about the prices of Games Workshop, but to me they're not that bad, and I'm going to put this out there, and I should have said this at the start, I might put it in the video description, that if you want something, you're going to buy it. Either you're going to buy it now or you're going to save up for it, but in the end you are still going to buy it, and I think that's the sort of mentality you need. You can't buy things, complain about them, make videos about them, and then continue to buy them, because that's not really appropriate, is it? Because you don't really mean what you say. So I think they're fine. Yes, people could argue they're very expensive, being what, if we go back to the Tactical Squad, £23, £24, £25 for 10 men. Let me just get it up. That's what she said. Tactical squad. Where are we? Page 3 probably. No, veterans come before tacticals, which is weird. Tactical squad, £25 now for 10 men. But for that you get all the new stuff, because there is new stuff in there since they updated it. You get weapons for everyone, including a heavy weapon, a Space Marine missile launcher, and I do believe you get a heavy bolter as well, unless that's in the Chaos Space Marine kit. But you do get at least one heavy weapon, and if you buy the Devastator set, you can mix and match the sets there, and you can mix and match them for whatever you want. Really, it's a very nice system they've got. So £25 for 10 men works out at £2.50 each, plus bits, including a sergeant. And I'll maybe talk about bits in a minute. But it's expensive, don't get me wrong, but if you want it you can buy it, and if you really want it but you can't afford it, you can save up for it, or you can buy it from a place that does discounts, such as, I don't know, Whaling Games. I know people are saying, you know, it takes a while for them to order and ship, but if you want it that bad, you'll wait for it. So I don't get people who are complaining about the prices then going out and buying more stuff. Like I watched a video where someone spent 80 quid and he got something like 7 models, but 3 of them were fine cast and a squad of 4 or 5, I can't remember what it was. But no, I think they're perfectly fine, really. And 500 point armies, which is what you want to start off, if we go back to the start off discussion, will cost around £70 to £100 in my opinion. Probably £70 for troops and things, and then £15–20 for AHQ. Now we're talking bare bones stuff here, no optional extras, no ridiculous elites, nothing like that, just maybe a battle force. So £100 for 500 points, and if you work that all the way up, which I know doesn't work, you're talking about £200 for 1,000 points, and £200 for 1,000 points, let's talk Space Marines again, would be about, in my army anyway, 25 to 30 guys and a couple of vehicles, and that will take you, or it took me, quite a while to paint, if you enjoy painting, quite a while to glue, if you enjoy gluing, and I've been playing with them for years. So £200 for lots of time painting, lots of time gluing, and playing with them each week, every week, is not a bad price at all, really. That's where I come down on that. As long as you get the most out of it, which is a bit hypocritical of me when I'm making this drop pod that I know I'm going to glue closed and not paint the inside, but I want this piece just for gaming, really. If you're going to make the most out of it, sorry I keep getting distracted, you're going to pay it. Now, that was my Games Workshop bit, and that's my conclusion to the whole thing, really. If you like it that much, you are going to pay it. Please stop complaining about it. Just let that dry a sec.